Welcome back to the Eye in the Sky. First of all, a little housekeeping. I want to start by thanking all of you out there who have been watching the videos, those that have liked, those that have subscribed. All those things mean the world to me because I want to take this channel to the next level. I want to be able to bring you guys football related content, the kind of content I think you guys really want to see. And in fact, you guys really deserve. So I promise I'll continue to work on that. You just keep continuing to watch and liking, subscribe, spread the word. All of it's appreciated. Secondly, I want to apologize. It's been a bit of a delay since the last video, but we got some water down here in the Holly Studios. And when water and electronics get together, in the words of Chris Walsh, it's no bueno. So some of that had to be figured out, but we're all up and running. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about the preseason MVP. And in my opinion, I think there are three really good candidates. Some people are like, talk about JJ. There's really nothing to talk about yet with JJ McCarthy. We will cover him to the nth degree once the season gets started. But right now, we don't have any film. If he plays in the preseason, we will break every inch of that film down. But until that time, till he gets on the field, till we have coaches' film to review, it's going to be left to what we see on the field, and that's very, very tough to do, right? I mean, GMs and scouts can't even do that. So you need film. You got to have film. We don't have any right now, so we're going to stick with what we have. Now, as far as the preseason goes, I've really dialed in on Sam Howell. Why? Because he led the league in pass attempts 2 seasons ago. He also threw for nearly 4,000 yards. So a guy like that with that kind of experience, I'm looking at him to come into this preseason and just roll. Now, when you watch the film on Sam Howell, you'll notice one thing. He can be cold-blooded in the middle of the field, much like a guy like Brock Purdy. And who roams the middle of the field? Well, it's the tight ends. Now, we know Josh Oliver and TJ Hawkinson are going to be our starting tight ends. Who's going to be number 3? Because you got to have 3, probably 4 on the roster. Well, then now we're looking at who? Gavin Bartholomew and Ben Yurosek. I think those 2 guys sit and are facing and looking down the barrel of a great opportunity to step up. But once I started watching the film even more closely, I realized the similarities between what Sam Howell did well in Washington and compared to what these guys put on film in college. The similarities are amazing. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to look into the film, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about and why I think one of these 3 have a good shot at MVP. We're going to start this dissertation with Gavin Bartholomew. And if you want to see more on Gavin Bartholomew, go to the Vikings website. And we did a deep dive on him and all the plays that he made with the University of Pittsburgh last year. But watch what happens on this play. Bartholomew starts as a wing, kind of a wing tight end, up on top of your screen, and he's going to go in motion, but it's what happens right here at the snap of the ball that matters. For defenders out there, final formation is so important, right? You start in a 2x2, but now we have 3 receivers here that are pretty close together, and that's important. Why? Because it's hard for offenses to stretch the field vertically when the receivers are all packed in tight. However, there is one way of doing it, and this is it. It's really a crosser with a kind of a post, but with another post behind it. The 8-beater. That's kind of one of the phrases that it's known by. Kind of a Zampese route, but a little bit deeper. And as this play develops, watch what it does to the defense. It really causes a lot of problems because the first thing that's going to happen is this short receiver is going to work and try to occupy this underneath coverage. And he's running himself right into this defender. You see kind of 3 deep in this case. The safety's cheated over here toward the wide side of the field. But this guy is just running interference. And when you pause the film right here, you're seeing exactly where the opening is. It's right here in the middle of the field. So the point in all this is to run some kind of crossing route to occupy the defenders and then sneak another post or in route right in behind him. This is a beautiful example of that. Bartholomew, who's a very, very good route runner, gets himself right up the hash mark, right underneath the safety, and makes a great catch. And so this is a concept that you see not only in college football, but in the NFL. And this is where I get super excited, because you look at Sam Howell right here. And this play, if you look and we pause it right here before the snap, what are we seeing? We're seeing almost the exact same formation. Notice the receiver on top, he's got a tight split. These two, instead of having the tight end come in motion, it doesn't really matter how they get there. It's about final formation. These two are pretty much stacked on top of one another, and you have a third receiver out here to occupy the corner. In this case, he's maybe flexed out a little bit further, but we're going to see the exact same type of route. You're going to see one of these two come up the field, then work his way underneath to try to do what? Occupy the safeties, right? He wants to pull everything over. And then you're going to see a different receiver run vertically with him and then run the post like that. It's the exact same route, and Howell executes this play brilliantly. Now, what helps Howell is he gets great protection. This is a zone dog by Philadelphia. You have 5 defensive linemen that are rushing, but look what's happening behind him. This is basically a 3-deep type of umbrella, and you have the tight end here who's going to work his way. You can see it kind of develop right over here in the middle of the field in hopes of occupying and controlling the center. And then you sneak that post in right behind him. Howell does a great job setting up, sitting in the pocket. And when he delivers his football, he delivers it absolutely on target, on time. Right? He knows exactly where he wants to go. So Howell, this is in his DNA. He's done this. I mean, you watch him. This is where the release point begins. This receiver's not even in his break. He's got his hand up saying it's there, because that receiver knows that this free safety is going to be chasing the over route, but Howell already knows. He's made up his mind. That's where the football's going. So here is that play that we saw Bartholomew make right in front of us happening in Washington. So the connection between Bartholomew and Howell, I think, is going to be an easy one. It's going to be a natural one. And with Wes Phillips calling the plays, I mean, Wes Phillips, grandson of Bum Phillips. His dad was Wade Phillips. I mean, other than the fact that family reunions were a blast, all these guys talk about is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Wes Phillips is calling the plays this preseason, and I think these are the kinds of plays that we're going to get. All right, so that's Bartholomew. What about Ben Yurosek? If you watched the last video, you've seen this play. This play's familiar to you. This is just a simple play action, right? You get the play in the backfield. Again, the whole goal is to get these 3 linebackers staring at the mesh area. Where is the quarterback handed off or not? And then have a receiver sneak himself in behind. And we pointed out earlier, Yurosek does a great job of recognizing that it's middle open. So he's going to bend this thing to the middle of the field. But this is just literally a simple play. Play fake. Linebackers are all standing here in no man's land, and they're going to get this tight end right in behind them. So Ben Yurosek is really good at these play action passes. In fact, of the passes that he caught in college, a lot of them, or a majority of them, I think, were off of this type of action. Here we go. Same exact kind of play, motion across the field, same look. The key on this one, though, is that Yurosek keeps himself out here, because it's a different type of coverage. This safety is huddling and hovering in the middle of the field, so he doesn't want to bend it in there and go where the defender is. He's going to keep it vertically right up the seam. Great throw and catch. I mean, so Yurosek has been very, very good with the play fakes and being part of play action. Now watch Sam Howell on this play. You're getting almost the exact same type of look, right? 2x2, got a running back in the backfield, and this is beautiful. What do you get? The play fake, but what do you have now? Now, for the Eagles, you have 4 defensive linemen right here, and if you go back to the beginning, you're seeing that you've got to defender here on the line of scrimmage, and they're asking him to play in coverage. Now, this ends up being 8 cloud. So you're asking the middle or the inside hook or wall defender on the cover 8 side to do that from the line of scrimmage. So he's coming from a position of weakness, a very, very tough thing I think for him to do, but they're giving it this zone 2 kind of look on top of it. That's what Howell is seeing. But as this play develops, Howell knows exactly where he wants to go with this football. Now watch this receiver in the slot. You freeze it here, and this is important because Howell's already starting to throw the football. He knows exactly where he's going to go. And that is going to be right here in the middle of the field because this defender, he's not running, he's not walling with this. And I think right here you can also see, how you know that it's cover 8 because you've got cover 2 side up here, the safety up high, 2 underneath, and then you have the box, right? That's what they used to call it, box and cloud. You have 4 defenders on one side and then the 3 on the other, but nobody is carrying this route that started on this side of the field over to the middle. Howell knows it. He's already getting to throw it. The receiver's not even looking back yet. He just settles in the open area and throws it. So Howell can throw the ball off of play action, identify the coverage, know where the holes are, and Yurosek for sure knows how to identify coverages on play action. So I just think the two of them are going to mesh very, very well. Here's more evidence of attacking the middle of the field. Yurosek getting the opportunity here at the University of Georgia. He's not lined up in the backfield. This is not a play action type scenario. This is him being a slot flanker type of a wide receiver position. But again, attacking the middle of the field. And as this play develops, we'll see exactly what is going on. Quarterback's getting the top of his drop. And this is one of the things I'm just so high on Yurosek about is he can feel the zones and where to settle. And in this case, you have your 4 underneath defenders, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 guys deep. But this area right here in the middle of the field is just so wide open. And Yurosek's going to bend this thing toward the middle to stay underneath the safety, but really on the shoulder of this linebacker. He doesn't want to stand directly behind him. Finds his way in there. The quarterback threads the needle. He takes a big hit. So great adjustment to the football. Takes the hit, holds on to it, move the chains. Now we're going to take a look at Sam Howell really doing the same thing. The coverage is a little bit different, but a similar type set, right? You have 3 wide receivers up here on top and then 1 down here at the bottom. So they're trying to overload one side and work the zone off of that. Now, Philly in this case is in really Tampa 2. It's more of a 2-minute type scenario. So you're going to keep 3 guys deep and they're going to really kind of give up, let's say, the middle of the field. But this guy here is bailing out deep middle. This receiver is going to run at him and press him as much as he can. You can see Howell set up. But this is, again, what Howell does well. Look at that. Throws that football in between 3 defenders. So that's really kind of a tight window for Howell to get into, and he's able to do that. When he is given a clear view, when protection gives him an area where he can step up, he's able to deliver these types of throws. I mean, this is pretty tight. This is pretty close quarters, if you will. You got 3 defenders all triangulating over this route, and Howell's able to thread the needle. So picking apart a zone underneath, Howell does well. And from what I see, Yurosek can find those holes. So again, I think the two of them are going to match up very well. All right, how about tight ends out in space and just being able to shake coverage, get open, those type of throws. In this example, Yurosek in the slot, he's going to be covered by this safety or linebacker. I'm not sure, which guy he is, but still gets himself off the field. As this vertical route clears, he's just really setting and running a natural pick, and he's going to work his way to the sideline, and it's a really easy throw and catch for the quarterback. So Yurosek has enough quickness to get himself open, in one-on-one coverage and when he's getting covered by a linebacker. So here's Bartholomew with a similar concept, right? You have three receivers up top, and what you're going to get is, if you're a defender in this case, you're thinking, all right, I've got three vertical routes right here, right? I got three guys running right down the middle of the field. So they want to deepen everyone, especially this outside corner. Well, watch Bartholomew as he gets up the field. He bends that thing inside, and he knows right now he has a tight window because this corner playing cover two is clouding. He's trying to force this guy inside and then get his eyes back. But the quarterback already has the ball in the air. Bartholomew coming out of his break, that little bit of space that he's able to create. Just a great route runner, by the way, in Bartholomew. But to come down with a good out route. So these out routes by these tight ends are pretty good. They're very good at running them. Watch this play now with Sam Howell. And this is going to be a little bit different, but I think the flavor is still the same, right? You're going to get the play action in this spot right here, just before this tight end turns his head. If you're a defender for Philadelphia, what are you thinking? You're thinking that this tight end is going to run right over here, deep over route, try to exploit the safety. And so this defender that's covering him really believes he's got to jump him, right? He's got to get on top of that shoulder. But it's all designed. This is probably a play off of what they've run the week before. Who knows? But what's happening is this outside receiver is running a clearing route, and this tight end is really running a snag route. He's bending it in, and then he's going to work himself back outside. And you see Howell in the pocket. He's right there, ready, pump fakes the ball, and then able to throw the ball out to the tight end. So when Howell has a tight end that can get up the field and get himself open on the outside, he can make those throws. You see it on film. You're going to see it in this preseason. So overall, I just like the fit between the quarterback and these tight ends. They play up to each other's strengths. Number one, Howell is really good in the middle of the field. That's what keeps him playing in the NFL. He's not a deep comeback type thrower. He's not a huge down the field thrower. It's the middle of the field where he likes to live. And our tight ends, these young tight ends, have shown on film that they can get themselves open. They can read coverages. They can create separation with linebackers and DBs. Because of that, I really do believe that one of these three will be MVP for the 2025 preseason.